Welcome to Of Course She Did, a Vancouver Island Knitters podcast where we chat about craft, connection, and our unique coastal community. We are three friends today with two special guests who have decided to knit boldly, make mistakes proudly, and finish projects eventually. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, I'm Jody, and I bought Hawaiian Punch from Copperspoon Dyco, and I love it. So we have Claire and Ty from Copperspoon Dyco. Did I say it right? Is that the whole name?
Yeah.
Okay, the biggest question I have is, do you actually have a copper spoon? Please have a copper spoon.
Actually, there's a story behind that if you're curious.
Oh, of course we are.
Okay.
Of course there is.
Many decades ago, I wanted to start a bronze foundry. And so, of course, with YouTube in its early days, everything was free and it actually was good. That was terrible. but anyway,
They're
the
not
point was
sponsoring us. It's fine.
perfect. But I started a little bronze foundry in my backyard. And the copper spoon came because at the time I didn't know what tools I needed. So I found a metallic kitchen spoon and I was scooping the copper out of it, the dross from it, and not thinking, of course, it solidified right on it. So I had a copper spoon. Years later, which I made, yeah. And years later, I wanted to start a coffee company. Well, what am I going to call it? I know, Copper Spoon. Oh, it just seemed one flowed into the other. And then Claire, I've had that domain name now forever. We're trying to figure out, what are we going to call this yarn company? Because we're having a lot of fun doing yarn, coming up with ideas for colors and all of these things. But the name was driving us insane because we come up with a good name and then we give it the 12, 24-hour sort of treatment. So let's see if it passes the test, the vibe check. Yeah. And everyone that we loved the evening before was just like, no.
That was just the red wine.
It was, yeah, exactly.
Like, keep in mind, this was like after late nights watching Archer.
Exactly.
And, enjoying ourselves.
Too much adventure time.
Yeah.
And so then one day she just said, why don't we use Copperspoon, your domain? And in my head just kind of popped because it was like, yeah of course. I've had that domain for 20-ish years. I've never found any other reference like it. And I love the name. I just love it.
I do too.
And so she suggested, I'm like, this is perfect. The perfect sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Marriage and meld.
Yeah, basically all of these weird, wonderful things kind of just happened to get it to that. So it was, I guess you could say the universe said, that's the name, and you just need to get it really early.
Yeah.
So
we've been waiting for you to figure
I've
this
been
out.
waiting for me to catch up.
I love that it kind of also is like your learning curve. The Copper Spoon was created because of learning, and it sounds like you're both so creative in this.
I also do just have a copper spoon, but witchy shit, so hey. I got my copper spoon.
You're a witch. I love that too. So is Erin.
Well,
exactly.
I like rocks and plants. And we did break a curse on Ingrid's cursed sweater.
That's right.
If you haven't listened to that episode, go back and listen to the episode.
We had a spell we cast on it and everything. It was fun.
It was pretty good. Yeah. So Jody is like the all-knower of all things in hand-dyed and pattern creators and content creators. And she'll go, oh, do you know this designer? No. Do you know this yarn? No. So we kind of just started following her around, and so she was like, Copperspoon, we gotta get Copperspoon. And how was it last year or 2 years ago you got
it was at
Hawaiian
Entwined
Punch?
last year. Yeah. And you had, I think, maybe 5, 6, 7 skeins, I'm not sure, more than I bought, and I looked at it and loved it. But these guys tease me all the time so you can't see this, of course, but Hawaiian Punch is the most delightful mix of pinks and oranges and yellows, and there's some pale
neon.
It's quite bright. It's very bright, and all of the colors range from a very light, soft pink to a bright pink, and same thing for the oranges. They go from a pale creamsicle to a bright neon orange, and I adore it. So when I walked by the booth and saw it, I wanted it, but I get taunted from my friends because nobody else likes brights like I do.
I remember you liked it, and then you
I
went
fondled
away,
it.
and then
I fondled
you
it.
came back.
And when I came back, 4 of them were gone, and I'm like, well, fuck. And I bought the last 3 immediately.
That happens to you an awful lot.
I know.
You need to
When
be
am I
more
gonna learn?
spontaneous and just buy all the yarn like I do.
Don't listen to when they no.
I know.
I'm you think you want one skein? You better buy 4 just in case.
Erin only buys sweater quantities.
Good
Oh,
to
I don't
know.
fuck around.
No,
Yeah.
she only
She
buys.
does good.
There's no one skein wonder with Erin.
No,
she
I
does
instantly have regrets because whatever I want, because I also have to make an extra large size, right?
Fair, yeah.
So I always need the more. So
Gives you more options that way. Like, what would I have done if I'd had 7 skeins of this? I don't know. Anyways, I am making Zanetti Knits Song of the Moon with it and with a dark gray. And because it looks like lava fountaining to me right now. The pattern is just popping beautifully. So it's really beautiful. And I'm in love with the bright colors. Do you dye a lot of bright colors? Like, is that sort of your thing, or do you have a range? I see a lot of giggling.
I'm just going to say one thing, then hand the keys over to her. She loves bright colors. Not enough people liked bright colors. All you.
Well, they should learn that.
They should learn.
Well, we have a range. We really do. You really like the earthy tones, like a lot of the. My mom loves his colors more than mine. Every time she looks at a color, she's like, "I love." I'm like, "It's his recipe."
I have been guilty of that too when I come and go, "Ooh, I really love this one," and it's always time.
Yeah, it's always this. But he has those like really lovely earth tones, like really good sense of color theory with those. And I prefer punchy, bright jewel tone. As actually my friend Jordan from Jackass Collective would say.
Oh, and she's a bright girl
Yeah,
too.
hers is
Yes, we have the too much gene. I just love the too much color. I love it to be super bright, super intense.
Yeah, well, that's this one.
Yeah, I'm really, and also if you go cosmic bowling or if you're anywhere where there's black light, you will glow.
Oh, I
It's
can't
UV.
wait.
Yeah, some of those are UV reactive. So if you go to a
Know
rave
that.
or near some black light with whatever,
Okay, I can't believe you just said that. I was just listening. There's a song. Oh, my husband plays it all the time, and it's like, "Get the fuck up. We're going to Hive." Do you know this one? Love that song. It totally is a great song.
I thought you were just gonna say, "Oh my god, I am going to a rave."
That's what I was going.
But we were listening to that song, and my 31-year-old son goes to raves all the time. I said, "Can you take me to one at some point?" So if
You'll be the only one in a woolen sweater.
And why not?
I'll just wear it for a minute and then rip it off.
Yeah.
Or maybe there'll be nothing else on. I don't know. Isn't that what raves are for? Getting crazy?
I haven't been to one for 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I don't know.
Different.
I don't know what they're like now. But
Yeah, they used to be. Yeah. Me
Now
neither.
yarn markets are our raves. We go
That's
start
true.
raving mad at a yarn market, which the season is coming up. So do you
Always
have
hopes.
huge plans?
Yeah.
You sound terrified.
A little. Well, we are opening this season with the Beehive Spring Market on March 8th.
Yes.
Perfect.
10 till
I'm
4.
so sad I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, well,
I thought you were going to be back in time.
That depends on ferries and cars.
gosh.
Okay.
Don't worry, Erin.
Ton and I are
Island
going to go.
life. Yeah, awesome.
Are you going to have any Hawaiian punch there?
I'm not sure. That may have been a one-off.
Oh.
Maybe
Lucky.
one of the 2 people who have it. So I'll have to
So
see.
happy.
You're
But
exclusive, Jody.
that's right. We do have some one-offs. Like, once we're dying, we think, oh, that one worked great, or that was too complicated. I love it, but I'm not going to make it because it's really intensive. So those do happen. But so yeah, we've got the Beehive on the 8th, then we've got Fibers West on the 20th and 21st. It's our first 2-day market.
I'll come say hi. I'm going to take my mom.
Please do. We would love to see you. We love to see friends at all of our markets always, and especially when we're out of town, I guess. Like if we're in Vancouver, it's always nice to see people from home.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're waiting to hear back from 100 Mile in Coombs on May 31st.
That's a good one. We went to that one last year. It was great. We enjoyed it.
I love that one. I love how, like, I guess locally community it is, and it's really about fiber and the farmers up there, which
Yeah.
I'm really getting into. I don't know if you've been looking at my stories, but there's stuff about that. And then I guess after that it's Entwined, and then Vibrations, and then I think
XOXO.
Yeah, XOXO is still pending what date it is in October sometime.
I don't know what that
I've
is.
never heard of that
Oh,
one.
XOXO is a fantastic event. It's a one-day event in Vancouver in North Van. It's usually at the Pipe Shop. It was 2 years has been at the Pipe Shop. I'm guessing it's Pawnee Matten. She's the organizer, and it's a really fantastic event because she created it the year that Knit City was in Calgary. So people were missing it at home. So she said, okay, I'll create a one-day event. And so she has speakers come, she has classes that you can sign up for. And the concept is like very community focused. And every single vendor table is a 6-foot table. It doesn't matter how big you are. You could be Ancient Arts Yarn, or you could be, just us starting out, like our first year, right? July was when we hit the ground running, and September is when we did XOXO. So you have a 6-foot table, and that's it. So everyone has equal grounds. And
Amazing.
it's such a great event. I feel like I'm seeing all my friends. It's like my little fiber family. It's really great. People are there for you, if you need to go to the bathroom or something. And like everyone's always kind of checking
real
in
family-
with each other. Yeah,
family
it really
community.
is. Similar to the Beehive Market, actually. Lots of the vendors there we're all
And there were new vendors that we saw at the Beehive that, and not that I've been around. You've been around.
I get around.
But it's always amazing where you're like, bought from these guys, bought from these. Like to find the newer people is really exciting for us. And that's for me, like that's been the greatest thing like of doing the podcast for last year is meeting all these people and then like seeing the personality in the yarn. And
totally.
I didn't realize your company was that new.
Yeah, July 2024 Entwined was,
Wow.
or not 2024. Yeah,
2024.
Yeah, was our first event.
big event.
Yeah,
Wow.
Entwined. Yeah.
Wow.
That was it. So we did Entwined. We did XOXO. I kind of just did it. I was like, I don't know. We were planning to do Cowichan.
Dive in.
And Entwined. And I said, let's do another one. And it turned out to be one of my absolute favorites.
Oh, it was wild.
So,
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it
That's
was
great.
And so we're not even 2 years.
No, I know it
brand
feels
new.
like a while, but yeah, like that's the thing. Like you get busy, and like great example. Yesterday evening, I get a text. One of the burners is dead, and so we use these hot plate things to heat up some of our pans for some of the designs, and we have them arrayed in front of us on this big table, and one of them died. Now we've had this happen before, and so now we're back to get another one, but. Tonight, when I got home from work, because of course working,
Work a day job.
you got to work the day job until I'm now dismantling a hot plate, trying to find why it's it's practically self-combusting, and of course you find it, and then you have to figure out, okay, am I
Are we gonna
skilled
salvage
enough to
it?
fix it? So what we decided is we're going to get a new hot plate and fix it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that's just one thing. There's just always another
There's
thing.
always something, and
So
that's something with dyeing is like you're dyeing yarn. You're also your social media. Your marketing. Your everything, right? You're trying to find out what events you can go
Wearing
to.
all the hats at
Yeah.
once.
And even like electrician because your burner spritzes out, so then you have to open it up.
even another good example, when we were first starting out, I've done computers most of my life. So all of my computers are Linux. So that's great. It's always worked well for me. But if you understand the politics of Linux and open source software, I had not been following it the last, let's say, 5-ish, 6-ish, 7 years. It started to go backwards. You see, Linux was getting very popular and a lot of corporations were following it, but then they started pulling back. So anyway, the point being is when I started to try and do things for the business, nothing was working.
Shopify.
I was pulling my hair out because I'm so accustomed to getting things done on the computer.
Now I use
Nothing
Mac.
worked.
I use
for
Apple,
Mac.
everything.
An antique.
And to be honest, he's always like that thing because it's a 2010 early because we know Apple works early and late on their years, so it's an early 2010 MacBook Pro. Yeah. Well, it can do everything, and it started
Yeah,
that
work
little
on-
workhorse.
Oh.
Started our Shopify and got everything going and up and running.
Now there's
so-
Macs everywhere.
Yeah, now there's
I think I have a Mac haircut. So
yeah. So it's Apple everything now.
yeah,
That's
practically.
our house.
You
I
have
turned
to
them.
concede.
Do you guys like equally or equitably share all the kind of businessy versus the artistic jobs in the business? Like how
Okay,
do you
I'll just
how do
say
you
a quick
divide
thing.
that?
We each have our talents. Like Claire is a remarkable networker. Like she's the kid that walks to the playground and says, "Let's be friends, let's play," and then that's it. Blom, it's the best friend. And me, I've always, well, especially later in life, I've always been quite a bit more reserved. You know, I like to get out and meet people, but you know, my upbringing, whatever that is, I'm just more reserved. So for me, I get a lot of the pleasure out of the making of the colors and the creation of it and just the working with my hands. And so when we work, like for instance, only a few times do we collaborate fully on a color. Like we'll generally, Claire will make a color and she'll tell me about it, and I'll make a color and I'll tell her about it. And a couple times we'll be trying to figure something out. Like the XOXO one, that was a collaboration.
Yeah, we'll do exclusives sometimes, and that's
yeah.
where we collaborate.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Actually, the cowl that I was wearing when I came in today, that is our XOXO dark that we made exclusively for that
Yeah.
event. Yeah.
What a way to get a sucker like me out to every single market. Like, ooh, what's the exclusive?
So are you
Oh, that
guys,
would work. That would work on me.
God, if we could do one for every market.
Wow.
I-
We might. I don't know. Usually we'll do about, I think it's like 20 to 30 if we have a one day event kind of thing.
Yeah.
And for XO, it was for the first year of XOXO, and we did 2 colors, and they were coordinating. So we had the XOXO light and the XOXO dark, and they were a hit.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. I love stuff like that.
Definitely.
so are you guys dying every week or every
Day.
day or every month?
Day? Question
I'm assuming quite often if you're doing that many markets,
Yeah.
because if Erin comes by, she'll just buy you out.
To be fair, I am trying to knit out of my stash this year.
That's always the goal. I mean, like,
The stash that she buys like weekly to add to.
Well, I did say I'm not going to buy any more yarn this year, and then New Year's, how many skeins of yarn we bought from 7 different. Now we've bought from 7 different
from your
vendors.
Labrador, right?
Yeah.
from our Labrador project. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Plus,
7
I have one coming, so that's 8.
No, 8 is I'm ordering 8 from Spin Cycle on the 5th.
Spin Cycle.
We've been waiting for them to get back into. We just have to decide on how many skeins.
Have you knit with Spin Cycle?
I haven't yet.
Me either. I'm
The
a
only
virgin.
reason I'm going is because it's a part of our project.
Yeah.
That's what she says.
Oh, yeah.
Spin Cycle's going to
Yeah,
be
they're
very
pretty
expensive
talented,
for sweater
hey?
con-
Are they an
quantities.
inspiration? Do you feel like they're
They are, yeah.
they're iconic?
Well, what's the funny thing is they're an inspiration for me to learn how to spin.
I was going to
You
ask if
spin
you want to
too?
do that.
Yeah. So I've started. That's the thing. So I don't have a lot of space in I have a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's full of yarn. I mean, you want to talk stash. Ultimate stash, be a yarn dyer. You have it everywhere. But I got the electric eel wheel 6.1, so it's very compact. I thought this is great for an apartment for traveling. You know, he got me the battery for it, so I don't even need to plug it into the wall. I can take it everywhere. And then we came across, you know, again, the lovely fiber community was my friend Becca from Puzzle Tree Yarns.
Ooh.
Yes, who's actually a
Love their
favorite
stuff.
and an inspiration for some of my speckling and some of my colors. I vibe with her for sure. She sent me a random message and said, "Hey, do you know anyone who wants this?" And it's a sort of disheveled room with a huge jack loom and a bench and a big, like a traditional spinning wheel. And I was like, yeah, me. And it was like her mom's friend knows a guy who had a tenant leave her possessions. And so I said, yeah, absolutely. He was just giving it away because otherwise that would have gone to the dump. So
Oh my goodness.
I am big into community stuff. And I thought, well, if I don't use it or if you don't use it, like Ty doesn't use it, we'll definitely find a use for it. We'll find somebody. Like
Yeah,
I
us.
started right. I started the James Bay free fiber library, little free fiber library, and I love doing that. So like I'll have people like just give me bags of yarn. So I also have bags and bags of yarn in my place that I stock the yarn library with every now and again, with tools, needles, patterns, and everything. So that's great. So I thought, okay, let's go grab this stuff. Turns out it's a 1950s Nihilist Leclerc with the bench, and it was a 1970s Ashford traditional. So
not bad.
now I have that spinning wheel, and I enjoy it way more than the electric eel wheel.
Do you feel like the foot pedal movement
Yes.
just draws you in
I love
differently,
the
right?
biofeedback and the coordination. That it's
so,
very soothing.
So good for your nervous system.
Yeah. So, and the reason why I wanted to get into spinning was because of Spin Cycle, because of their fractal yarn, the fractal spun yarn. And I was like, well, I could just do that myself. Tell me you have ADHD without telling me you have ADHD.
Welcome to your tribe.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I'm also taking on spinning, but that's for a personal project. I mean, maybe I'll sell hand spun, but I don't know. I think I prefer buying other people's fiber and seeing what I can like turn that into. I am dyeing fiber now as well.
There's no way that one person could produce enough to feed what you want your company to produce, I presume. Where do you get your fibers from that you dye?
So right now, like in our first year and now, we get our yarns from Amtex or Elite Spun. They are in Ontario, so they are a Canadian fiber mill. All of their wool and fiber does come from everywhere in the world. We don't have enough merino sheep in Canada, obviously, right? Like it's gonna come from Australia and New Zealand, maybe Italy. But so they get their fibers from everywhere in the world, but it is spun in Ontario, in Canada. So therefore,
That feels good.
Yeah, it is a 100% made in Canada product. So we are under Kuzma as well. So for any American listeners, it's tariff free. Although things are changing now, so who knows?
I don't know how.
Constantly.
I don't know how one would keep up.
Yeah, all the hats. All the hats.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
And they are actually one of the only worsted spun mills. If you know the difference between woolen spun and worsted spun.
Yeah.
No. I'm the newbie.
I actually brought some stuff for y'all to look at, and one of the
Show
yarns
and tell.
is, there will be show and tell. And one of the yarns is a woolen spun yarn versus worsted spun, and you'll see and feel the difference for sure.
Can we take pictures and put it on
for
socials for
sure.
when this comes
Yeah.
out? Okay.
But so basically, we started with Amtex because we thought, okay, Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Also,
sense.
Nicole from the Spinnacle was super good with being like, oh, hey, this is what my yarn is dyed on. Like, this is my yarn base, and I can touch and feel her stuff. I know how it dyes up from seeing
She's
her
very
colors.
generous with her knowledge.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And we're also the same, like no gatekeepy. Like you want to ask us a question, we will just say.
So phenomenal.
Absolutely. I'm just going to let you know.
Me. Yeah.
Like seriously. So
Fridge
because
magnet art.
also like there's only so many places in the world where you can get yarn. Like there's only so many mills essentially that are large enough for dyers like to source for business. So, I mean, if someone's going to say
limited.
yeah, like if
was
someone's
always
going to
curious
say
where-
like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you." I can just look at the grams and the yards and I know where you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you can actually like if you look at the fiber content, the yardage, and how much it weighs, it's like triangulating where someone lives. It's the same idea.
This is only coming from
Yeah,
one
it
of
only
three
comes from
places.
that mill. Like that. So, I mean, again, maybe if you're just really like got a little bit of the neurodivergence.
Touch of the tism.
Yeah, maybe. Like you might also just remember stuff like that, like me. So Amtex is really great. It's nice to have a Canadian supplier. But we also are trying out some yarns from Rooster yarns in UK.
Oh,
All right.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think I might have seen them online.
So, and that's why I was saying like maybe would be able to tempt because we have some. This is a Corriedale Gotland.
That is a lovely color.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very kind of neutral, naturally gray.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see how that dyes up. I think it's going to produce some really beautiful, rich colors.
You know what? I have to admit, I'm naive enough to think you just always start off with white.
You do.
But to start off with
Surprise,
gray.
you do. Mostly, yes.
Okay.
So the gray in that yarn, it comes from the Gotland sheep, right?
Mm-hmm.
So most sheep, and especially for fiber, are going to be a white fleece because that's best for dyeing yarn,
Okay.
obviously. But doing dyes on grays can give it such an incredible depth. I've seen it done before. And when I saw that they had a Gotland Corriedale mix, of course I wanted it because, I mean...
So I'm touching this yarn that she's speaking of right now. First of all, it smells like love and sheep and deliciousness, but it's the softest pale gray with white flecks and darker gray flecks. It's very, very, lots of depth of color, different varieties. It feels beautiful. It looks like a heavy fingering.
DK.
It is it?
Yeah. So like
So when
sport DK.
when you dye it, does it bloom up fuller than it is
Yes.
right now? Because it looks like a very light ass DK to me at the moment, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So after
That
processing,
fascinates
it
me.
will bloom.
Why
All
does it
yarns
do
do
that?
that.
Why? Why do they do that? Do they bulk up? Does like each hair, so to speak,
Plump.
it plumps up like
up.
me when I eat cake?
I guess it's because I don't know the mechanisms of it because I don't have a mill yet. There's plans for that.
You say you don't
I'd
have a
assume
mill?
it would just be
Is
releasing
that what
tension.
you just said? Can I work there?
Sure, why
Jody's
not?
about to retire from her
Yeah, I'm in the countdown for
her
sure.
current
Nice.
job, looking for a new one.
16 months.
But yeah, they all come. Trust me, they come ready. I should have brought one of our I should have brought one of the fingerings so you could compare. I didn't think about that, but yeah, afterwards it is so plump. It is so soft. It actually is the size it says it is.
Is that the
That's
same?
so fascinating
it's
to me.
So this is fridge magnet art. This is the same. This is our fingering 80 superwash merino 20 nylon.
Yeah.
Which standard, like standard
Yes.
across kind of
Yeah.
the.
That's your standard
that's one of our
wearing
big
sock
sellers.
Yarn.
Yeah, if you want a yarn that's a little bit heavy wearing, the nylon helps for socks for sure.
Absolutely. But we do have an option for people who they still want their merino and they still want it to be a little bit harder wearing, but maybe they don't want microplastics and they don't want superwash processing. So this is a high twist 4-ply untreated merino silk.
Oh, that sounds.
I love how you built that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I wish you all could see her
for it.
face. She's like telling a secret. It's like delightful. This is my own little
This is
precious.
nice and soft.
Oh, that is lovely.
Beautiful.
And these socks are actually a new design that will be coming out from the Spinnacle, the Renfrew sock.
Nice.
This was a test knit for her.
Nice.
Super nice.
For
pattern.
Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're lovely. Lovely
Yeah.
pattern.
And honestly, like, just so simple to knit, like such a joy. 4-round repeat, just like Hermione's
Easy.
everyday sock.
Yeah.
Like, just keeps you interested and wanting to keep going. I knit these up in like no time. So
That's nice.
I'd only get
Lovely.
one done.
I knit them 2 at a time in the round, like on Magic Loop.
Yeah, I'd still only get one done. And it would be a big knot, so there you go.
This is really lovely. Like, do you already have in your imagination like the colorways and like do you already know what
I
you're
have some
doing with
ideas
this?
for
You
that.
do?
Yeah, for sure.
What like so I mean I seem to by default do a lot of the Instagram stuff, so I see all of the yarn stuff. Like, how do you get your inspiration? Like, do you have a plan for? Like, I saw one place did a whole Outlander series of colorways, and one like
Oh, she has a surprise. She's
Oh, I've got more. So
more
there's
secrets.
there's more.
You're like reaching into your tickle trunk.
My little
here.
bag.
single trunk.
Bag of goodies.
You're the worst.
That's from Mr. Dress Up. You creep.
I thought it was kinky. I didn't know it was Mr. Dress Up.
Nobody said it wasn't.
No, it's
but
true. I mean,
Both things are true.
more than one thing can be true.
exactly.
Oh, look at
Look at that.
that.
So
Okay,
Is
Claire's
this
bringing
secret?
out
Can I take
all
a picture?
these lovely yarns.
because these will be at the Beehive Market and available all the time.
Those won't make it to the
And we're the
Beehive
first ones to
Market.
No,
see
those
it.
are not
So-
gonna.
We're so
Those
lucky.
aren't
true,
getting past
actually.
Erin.
So
This is gorgeous.
talking about inspiration, this was inspired by our volunteering work with the Howard English Hatchery, like salmon enhancement program. Everyone there is a volunteer. It is like barely funded by the DFO. I hope they don't mind me slagging the DFO. No, they won't mind me slagging the DFO.
They're not listening. Don't worry.
No, I know. And basically, like, if you love hiking or if you like eating fish, like, you should probably like your hatchery because they do a lot of hard work to try to keep the wild populations going. And, you know, it's a fascinating place. It's a beautiful place. I felt like I was the lucky one going, you know, when it was amazing. They were so appreciative. We had a team of people going and clipping the fish. Essentially, so when you sport fish, you can keep, let's say, 1 wild and 2 hatchery fish. They're not farmed because they are taken from the wild and they raise the eggs in the wild fish. They just give them a better chance at survival. And then those fish have to have one of their fins kind of clipped so that you know which one it is. And then they release them all in the spring and they go back into the wild and hopefully make it. So this one represents the egg stage.
It's a pale orange with
Like a salmony color.
Yeah.
It's like a
Beautiful.
salmon color with flecks of darker.
Yeah.
That looks so much like Jody. To me, that's a Jody color.
Oh, I look like a salmon egg. I don't know whether to be insulted, flattered, or
You're hugging
All
that-
of the
that
above.
yarn over there
I-
like
I
your my
mean-
heart heads on
No,
it.
no, but it looks like your color. Like
Yeah, that-
I got you.
I know which one looks like Jody, which one looks like Ingrid, which one looks like me.
It's
Yeah.
true
You
that
can
we
pick
all
me
have
out, can't you?
we all have
You've
different.
got your
Yeah.
own palette.
Yeah, we have our own
Yeah.
palettes. That's exactly it.
So yeah, and so basically, they do coho and chum at that hatchery, and the coho eggs actually do look like the color of salmon, like flesh, which is really interesting. Whereas like the chum eggs are more of like those like bright orange that you see on your sushi plate. And so the specks in this
My
represent
kids
the
call
eyeballs.
those little bubbles.
Yeah, like little sushi bubble tea.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, so that represents essentially like when you see the eggs, you see 2 little dots that are this like dark blue,
are
almost
the
black,
eyes.
and those are the eyes.
Yeah.
And there's a little pale pink that's the spine. So I took inspiration from working with the hatchery, and that represents the eggs.
That's very cool.
Amazing.
This one represents the fry stage. So that's what we're working with, and that's what we're clipping, where they're pretty muddy in color. You know, they've got that greenish brown olive color, and then they have this beautiful iridescence. Just when it's like this flash in the sunlight, they have this purple and like it looks like a rave. You're like, that's
I
a
can see
secret
that,
rave
yeah.
fish.
So for those that don't know, a fry is a fish that's hatched out of the egg and has become, I want to say, less than 2 inches. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're basically like I
Small.
think
Small
18,
minnowy
less than
things.
18 grams. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really tiny. And essentially like they're river stage.
My dad worked in a fishing hatchery,
Exactly,
and I
yeah.
helped with him back in Ontario. So I'm
They're freshwater.
speaking my language.
Yeah, they're freshwater, and this is before they head out to the ocean.
Yeah.
Then when they are in their adult ocean phase, that's when we have this one. So you've got a little bit of the green that they have in their fins. You know, they turn more of a silvery charcoal color with a bit of the flecks and that sort of like bluish, sort of silver white skin for ocean phase. And then we've got the spawn. I mean,
That is stunning.
That's the salmon right there.
yeah,
That
that
is
is when they
beautiful.
return, and we've got the salmon spawn happening.
When I look at that picture, I'm immediately in Goldstream with my kids.
Yeah.
You know, learning so much about fish and walking with them. It's the smell and the eagles, and the yarn is evoking all of that for me right now.
The smell.
We're there every year.
Yeah. And then this one should also evoke a smell, I guess, is the decay phase of the chum specifically.
That is so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Thank you. When
With
you
the purple in it.
Yeah, and so if you see a chum after it's spent and it's rotting, and before it's like really all gone, they have that beautiful purple side striping, and they have a little bit of that yellowish from the decay settling in. Their green sort of turns more of a drab color, and they have those incredible turquoise eyes, those aquamarine eyes. So I put the speckles of the neon blue in there to represent them.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So, that's
It's the cycle of life.
yeah. And that's, I guess, inspiration.
They're
they're
to me,
truly
that's so
beautiful.
moving.
Yeah. West
Yeah.
Coast,
Very West Coast.
true to
yeah.
here. And then we are going to have these on a bunch of bases, and a couple of dollars from the sale of each one of these skeins is going to go towards the hatchery.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So this one is specifically
Amazing.
called the Salmonid series. So if you see a salmon on the tag and it says Salmonid series, you know that you are contributing to the Howard English hatchery.
Where is the Howard English hatchery?
It's in the CRD watershed, actually. So you have to pass a lot of security to get into there. You can't just like waltz in. There's a few gates
Hey,
to
I wanna
pass.
play with the fry.
You know, because to get to the fish, you have to pass all of our drinking water supply, essentially.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, but it's really amazing. You go like right through to the back, and like it's Gold Stream essentially.
Yeah.
Right, and all the water in the hatchery isn't like none of it is treated. It's all from the river. They're super lucky, and they have a system set up so that the water comes from Gold Stream River and it comes into the hatchery and then it goes back to Gold Stream
All
River.
gravity fed. It's really well engineered.
It's
That's
absolutely
really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah, it's a really special hatchery. It's a beautiful place. So they work really hard, and it's nice to be able to give something back to them, especially after we feel like they gave so much to us by being just so kind, welcoming us in, teaching us like all that amazing stuff, and we'll be back again when they need
Oh yeah.
no more clipping.
That's
And
so
what kind of dyes are you guys using?
Acid wash dyes. There's like really only a few. Again, there's like just a few companies you can buy from. Like Ashford has dyes. So does Dharma, Jacquard, and Prochem. I'm sure there's other. They're like Gaywall.
Yeah, if we were to go international, I'm sure we could find
Yeah,
others. Yeah.
but we source from Jacquard and Prochem currently.
So,
So you're not.
do you knit with your own yarn? Like,
That's
has
what
this
I-
inspired you for? Oh,
do
no,
you
I had
guys,
show and tell.
first of all, do you knit or crochet or weave or
This
some
one-
fiber thing?
So far,
you
we've
know?
hit on spinning, and you've got a new
Yeah.
loom and dyeing and knitting. Oh
Yeah.
my!
This one, it's okay. My first project was a cowl. Claire taught me. It's getting old. So I decided let's make another one. I just made up the pattern as I went. It was fun. And this is Dark Santa. We needed a color for Christmas.
I
So,
remember seeing dark
Yeah,
Santa.
Yeah.
me too.
and
It's sold out.
it's sold out, but there was one or two skeins. I think this one was a little darker. There might have been something. I can't remember why I put it
Less
aside.
green.
I think there was less green.
Yeah.
Point was, sometimes it won't quite pass the vibe check, and so
That's
it
why we
becomes a
have
cowl.
B-sides.
Oh darn!
Like
you're
that,
stuck
we've
with
got
it.
two looms now. We've got Claire bought me a tabletop loom. It's about
Yeah.
16 inches, and any dyes or any projects that we do that we just like. I just did one. I was trying to go for sort of almost what's the name? A Black Forest cake, sort of a little brown with the white with some sort of cherry red, and it was not a success. And so, and well, the thing is, sometimes you get lucky, but sometimes you don't, because the dyes and the bases, it's an organic process. It's like any artistic process. You do, like when I started the Bell Foundry, nobody makes lost wax bells that I'm aware of. So I decided, let's do that. So you end up having to make up this whole thing, and lost wax is normally done for jewelry, something small. Bells are like a foot across. There's a lot of guesswork, a lot of experimenting, and
everything
the
always
yarn
works.
is like that.
Yeah.
We've been doing superwash, and now we're starting to work with the untreated.
Yeah.
And some of our formulas work marvelously, and some of them do not translate. And the great thing about that is that the yarn itself is perfect. What we made is perfect. The color is just not. Let's use
not
deep
what we
water.
wanted to.
Deep water has a specific look, and it's one of our popular ones. And when it transfers to a different base, sometimes it comes through really nicely, and other times it just kind of flattens out into
Sometimes washes
it washes out. I can loom that. I can put that in the loom, and it will still be gorgeous, and the yarn quality is no less.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we do end up using some of these. It's like you said earlier. If you want a yarn stash to end all yarn stashes, just take up yarn or take up dyeing.
So do you guys do like one skein and then swatch it and see how it turns out, or are you just making like 50 and go, we'll see what happens?
We do 4 at a time.
Yeah.
We basically to knit. I knit and I'm learning spinning. There we go. Also, I'm also processing fleece from raw. That's like my new kick. Apparently, I have like 5 sheep in my house. Anyway,
And you do all this in a one bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
You need a bigger room.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, so we dye 4 skeins at a time, because if you're doing, it's hard to do variegated when you're doing one, right? And it's like the way that your formulas work up, you're going to be using like granules, because the formula of like a dye solution essentially is like per pound of yarn, and 4 skeins is a pound.
Okay.
Because they're 115 grams, right? Or 100. And so like, you know, give or take like 50 grams, it's about a pound. So we do a pound at a time. So 4 or 5 skeins at a time. And that kind of also gives us an idea of what the whole tray will look like that whole dye batch will look like, instead of just one. Because sometimes when you're doing a variegated, sometimes you do like certain like, pores where it's like looks like a W, or it looks like, you know, many like different stripes and like stripes on stripes on stripes, and it'll catch some of a skein, it'll catch as part of another skein. Like for example, the fry colorway sometimes will have a lot more blue or a lot more purple depending where it was in the dish. Right? It's always going to have a little bit of each, but some will have more, some will have less. So you kind of want to see like how that's going to dye up. Because when you are dyeing big batches and you're kind of like, okay, now I have to dye like 60 of these, you kind of want to know how all 4 are going to turn out kind of consistently. So yeah, we do 4 at a time, and then we do test them, you know, just figure out like what that looks like, if that vibe, you didn't like that one. So
Yeah. An interesting thing, we this is kind of cute. As we were learning our process and coming up with our ways to do things, the XOXO light is a great example. When you do your yarn, okay, Eve, actually,
never judge it.
forgot the name of that one.
Hawaiian punch.
Thank you.
Hawaiian punch, yeah.
Hawaiian punch. That was another one. When the yarn is in the dish getting dyed, don't judge it.
Never judge it.
When the yarn is hanging up after you've rinsed it, don't judge it. Wait until it's dried and skeined, because
Like it has to be
the
dry.
XOXO light, when I was done, or when we were done, I thought, oh my God, we've ruined all of this, because it was soaking wet, hanging to dry, and the fans going, and I thought, grandma's curtains, this is terrible. It was like, I was so disappointed. And then the next day, we thought, well, we'll see if we can save
we
it.
recover
So how
this?
can we save it? And while we're
it all
brainstorming,
black.
we're realizing
Overdyed it.
we overdyed some of it,
Yeah, half of them.
just to give it a little bit of a depth. And as we're doing that, we realized, you know what?
The other one,
the original,
dried in the middle of us overdying
Exactly.
half the batch.
it kind of finished.
And we went, oh my God, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and suddenly it was amazing. And so it's still one of our favorite
And
colors.
so I was like, no, stop. We're only doing half of them overdyed.
Yeah.
And then we came up with these 2 absolutely gorgeous colors that, of course, coordinated perfectly.
Yeah.
Because they're one and the same.
It's-
like
it's-
Adam
it's
and
like-
Eve.
Yeah.
It's like every artistic project, you know, sometimes you have success and sometimes you have failure, and sometimes lightning strikes and the most ghastly mistake will turn into the best thing ever. It's just
Dyes
sometimes.
will change color too.
Oh,
like
God,
as you're heating them.
Yeah.
They'll change color. Hopefully to the color the
That you
card
want,
says
yeah.
it will be. But also different bases too. Like, and not just if it's gray or if it's white. It's like if it's a blue faced like lesser, or if it's a merino, it's going to be totally different. Like they will look different on different bases. If there's
silk definitely
silk
changes
versus
things. That's the one
nylon.
I
Okay,
do
that makes
know.
sense. Okay.
Yeah,
I get that.
absolutely. Like it really depends what your fiber content is. It depends what your sheep breed is too. I'm finding out.
Different different sheep fibers take the dye differently. Is that what I hear you
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, is that scientific or is that just subjective.
It would be
It's
scientific,
probably
but
scientific.
it would take hours and hours to discuss it. No,
I'm in.
basically, superwash is really good for the punchy stuff and
Yes.
the variegated because it really takes the dye well.
Right.
Yeah, it's because the
chemical.
cuticles are.
Whereas
yeah,
the unprocessed stuff, we're finding that it tends to prefer to be semi-solid.
Yeah.
You know, you can get away with a little bit of
Little
the
bit of
variegated,
variegated,
but if you start pushing the boundaries,
Yeah.
it won't accept it.
It's not- it's not
it's
gonna-
gonna it's gonna smear.
it's not going to take it like this.
Yeah,
Like, it's
like-
not going to be hard line. Like
Yeah.
when I'm working on a superwash, I can pour a color and know it's going to stay there. Like that's where it is.
Right.
Right. Whereas if you're with an untreated yarn, which is like that merino silk or some of these other ones I've got to pass around, those ones, the color will bleed a bit more and they'll be more like a watercolor effect as opposed to a like paint by numbers effect.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So it depends on what you're going for.
Yes,
That too.
exactly. Right.
It sounds like you have to be really ready to embrace your happy mistakes and
Absolutely.
and
there
then
are
run
no
with them.
mistakes.
And well, and
technically.
that's a good point because when you make a mistake, if it doesn't come out the way you like, you know, there was one that we just did. I made one just this spring, and in my mind, I was going to do almost a neon blue background with the colors of spring in it. And in my head, it was gorgeous. And and when the execution was done, I was so sad. So it was just so
Getting it to-
uninspiring.
to perform like your
Yeah.
brain.
So
was
what I did
imagining,
is
yeah.
I just simply thought, well, I had the idea, so I just took the elements and I said, well, it didn't work at 10%. Let's put it at 1,700%. Bam! And I filled it with
beautiful.
speckles instead of just a few. I just destroyed it with the speckles, and instead of this light hint of neon blue, the neon blue was kind of added a little bit, but then a great big blast of, I can't even remember what color blue that was, and now it's a really cool color now. It grew nicely. They evolve that way sometimes, which is so neat.
But also, what you don't like, somebody else
Absolutely.
might. Right?
There is always that too.
Just because you
Yeah.
think it's a disaster doesn't mean I do. Or
Yeah, I definitely did not like Scottish Thistle when it came out.
Was that my color? I think that one
No,
was. That's yours.
That's my
Okay.
color, and I did not like that color at all. I was so upset. I was so disappointed. I dyed it today. I'm still sort of disappointed. Just me personally. People love it.
Yeah.
You know, so you learn a lot of humility in a way of like just sort of putting yourself out there. And
Does it kill your soul a little to dye it when you don't really love it, but you know people want to buy it, so you have to
I
make
can't
it?
imagine.
It's financially solvent.
So I've learned I'm not patient enough, and I'm way too judgy to dye yarn. It's like not gonna work for me.
yeah, you definitely
have to
have
let
to just
Let it dry.
yeah, you
All
you
the way
always
dry.
let it
Wait
dry
until it's dry.
all the way,
Yeah.
but like all the way for real.
Yeah.
There's an expression about life, like if life is really hard, it's because it's not done yet.
Yeah.
Like if you're going through something really tough, a trauma or what have you, it's because if it's not easy, it's because it's not done yet. Yeah. Maybe yarn's the same way.
Right?
Should I use that tomorrow in session?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to know the other one my amazing husband came up with?
Okay.
Hopium. When you have hope and you know you're taking the hope drug because you're gonna get your heart crushed. So your hopium.
Hopium.
Taking on you sucking on the hopium pipe.
That may not be good in psychotherapy. But I do like.
It translates well in our counseling sessions.
So yeah, like, and it's exactly what Tanya said. Like, it's like you never know what people are gonna like. So, you know, if it kind of if it's your vibe check, if it's with your brand, you know, if somebody would look at it and say, I think that's a Copperspoon color, just put it out there. And you know, we can only dye 4. Like we would dye 4 at a time. So sometimes if you see there's only 4 on a table,
So there would have been 8 of my Hawaiian punch,
Yeah.
and I have 3.
yeah.
Oh wow.
I have 3.
somebody's making a full sweater.
That would be obnoxious. It's an amazing color, but an entire sweater. Although I will admit that this sweater I've very carefully calculated and will not use it all, and I will have enough to make myself a shawl.
Ooh.
Really?
I used to have a shawl very similar to this in a sock yarn. It was a bit scratchy against my neck because it had too much
Yeah.
nylon. I am going to. I gave it away. There was somebody who was very important to me that said they loved it, so I gave it to them.
Nice.
So
I actually gift away most of my knits.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because you have such a big stash. To make
Well, my stash got started because I wasn't making a lot of money. I had a disability. Well, I still have a disability, but it's a more manageable disability. I had a brain tumor that was causing seizures, and since I was 16, didn't get removed until I was 38. Just comment on Canadian medical system.
Yeah.
I went to 3 different provinces. Nobody could help me. I finally went to Alberta. They were amazing. Foothills, shout out. They're incredible. And popped that tumor out, no problem. Never had a problem since. But now
Yay.
I have like gross motor skill issues on my left side. No big deal. So much better than having 20 seizures a day. Uncontrolled because medication didn't work.
Which is not copacetic with life.
Totally. But I wasn't really able to get the career job. I wasn't able to like take the risks that other people might, like get a government job. Well, I can't do casual for 4 years till I get something permanent. Like I need that health plan. My medication costs a lot.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't doing anything. Still had to go through the process. And so I didn't have a lot of cash, and friends who knit would say, I don't want this anymore. Like they just toss their stash and be like, I'm de-stashing.
Can I have their names and numbers, please?
Like, no. And I got some really good stuff. I got like original, like old vintage, like fleece artist. And like, I got some Sweet Georgia. Like it was really, really some nice stuff. Some Rowan tweed. And because I had got it as a gift, my ethos was that I was going to knit because I'm a process knitter.
I was just thinking that exact
Yeah,
thing.
and I love the process of knitting. I like to learn a new thing. I liked the challenge. And then once it's done, I'm like, cool, what's next? I don't want this. Like, I don't need this, really. It's like I wanted to do it for the process, for me. And so if somebody sees me knitting it and they say they love it, I give it away.
Nice.
Like, it's yours. No problem.
Tanya, I love that. That sweater.
We already tried this, Erin. So this sweater that I am knitting at the moment, Erin has this thing about the first time I knit it, because I have ripped this out, it's supposed to be very long, and I got to like waist length and realized that it was 3 sizes too big.
It fit me.
And Erin originally had said, wouldn't it be too bad if you knit it, 3 sizes too big?
And it fit me.
And it fit Erin perfect.
And literally, that's what happened.
Yeah, so I ripped the whole thing out.
I looked so
and
good in
didn't
this
give it to
sweater.
Erin.
And didn't give it to Erin. Now I'm re-knitting it.
Well,
But she has this thing that she does when she says something like, I hope we don't have the little balls of death today in yoga class. And guess what we have that day? Little balls of death. So,
Oh, boy.
Erin,
I cannot predict the lottery numbers, but damn.
but Erin can predict my hellish yoga class.
Any kind of misery, I can predict that.
Yeah. So now I don't let her say anything on the way to yoga because
Or anything about her knitting.
Yeah, exactly.
it's guaranteed it's going to be too big or too something, and I'll have to pull it all out.
Well, you know what? Karma's a bitch because now I've got to pull out Celestia for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling this out, and I've got to fix my vintage sweater. So
Oh, man. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like, I don't know, like the fabric community it's community. Like, it's so generous.
it really
Is my experience with everybody. And so, like, generous with everything. Like, one of my friends, like, I started knitting. My mom knit when I was a kid. She designed her own sweaters. And she just did it for herself, and I had the best knit stuff. I didn't appreciate it, trust me. Like, as a kid,
Nobody does as
no,
a kid.
I wanted to catch frogs outside. What are you talking about? No. So I didn't want to learn to knit. That's not fun. 3rd year university, I'm losing my mind. It's just stressful as heck. That's like everyone drops out at that point because it's just like too much. So my friend, I was like, hey, you're an awesome knitter. Like, I need something to like handle this stress. Like, can you teach me to knit? And he was like, absolutely. And so the first thing I ever knit was a double pointed needles, and it was like a 2x2 rib and 2 cable, like 2x2 cable toque. And I designed it based off of an Eddie Bauer toque that I had that was falling apart.
that was your first knit.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, bow down to the awesomeness. Holy smokes.
And so that was really fun. I was like, cool. But like, he was so generous with his time, with his skills, with his knowledge, right? Like, just really giving that to me. Yes, we're friends, and like, yes, you know, we're in university together, but like, that was like super, super amazing to do, right? Like, I used to have dinners with Jane Richmond. Like, this was when she was working at Mazda as a mechanic. Like, yeah, totally. It was super rad. She was an amazing mechanic. And
Her and I have kids the same age, so we would see each other at
nice.
track meets.
Yeah.
And I was like fangirling so hard in the stands. And my husband's like, just go freaking say hi to her. And I walked over, are you Jane Richmond? She was so kind, but I was like, ah.
Oh no, she's a super sweetie. And like, yeah, we used to have dinners. We'd go shopping, we'd get the groceries, split the bill. We'd make a huge like dish of some sort of casserole lasagna. It was a dish that we wanted to try. We split it up so we'd have dinners for the week for each of us. And during that time, we would like knit and chat. And I have one of her first hats that she's ever knit. It's
Amazing.
not like, trust me, I should have brought it. It was it is, I cherish it. I love it because that's when she was learning, and like, she knit that flat and then seamed it up. Like, you know, like, this is how far, like, how beginner it is.
How far
and like,
she's come, yeah.
you know, but like, look at her now. And like, again, it's just like that generosity of like the community, like everyone helping us along the way as well with, you know, starting out the business. And so it's nice to be able to like, yeah, give back.
And I mean, again, because like I feel like I say this way too many times, but it's not the activity, it's the culture, it's the community that has attracted me so much. And you know, to knit, I mean, Ingrid couldn't be here tonight, but to have the four of us like regularly meet and go away on weekends and just laugh our asses off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also host a knit night.
Yeah?
Because I don't do enough, apparently. You know, the little free fiber library in James Bay is something that I like curate and maintain. Also, there's the James Bay Knitters that we meet on Bent Mast every Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Oh, perfect.
And
Okay,
the
I'm
little
glad
room
to know about
upstairs.
that.
Yeah, and it's usually a full house. It's super packed, but you know, a few ladies. Somebody was looking online for, you know, in a Facebook group, they were saying, oh, and I moderate 2 groups on Facebook anyway. Fiber groups. Oh, what? And yeah, so basically someone said, oh, is there any like knit nights happening? And I said, oh yeah, the Spinnacle in Langford has one. And they said, oh, that's too far out. I'm in James Bay. And I said, well, I'm in James Bay too. And someone said, so am I. And it suddenly became like, do we need to have a knit night in James Bay? And so that ended up happening. And there was a few of us that started it all together. And I've a co-admin for that, which is awesome. And, you know, it's, yeah, again.
Maybe we need a Facebook, because we started one on the first Sunday of every month up at the Waddling Dog.
Oh, yeah. I thought that,
Just because we've been to Langford and it's so fun, but Langford is really hard to get to.
On a
from
Monday
here
night
for,
at
like,
5.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Forget it.
like fantastic for people in Langford, and then to go downtown, like the Hive at Herald is super fun.
Yeah.
So we like doing that. But then to go to the one that they have now at the new like art space.
Yeah.
With parking
Parking,
downtown. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, what's up there? And there's nothing up
Nothing
there.
up there,
So
yeah. I know that Small Gods Brewing has one. I think it's like the second Sunday of every month. They've got a knit night.
okay, I've never
We
heard of
need
that
a
either.
collective spot.
Yeah.
These are all the knit nights everywhere.
We could knit
Yeah.
every night.
That's
We
right.
Well, we do already. Just
It's
I know,
true.
like,
necessarily in a group.
I mean,
You can do it publicly.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if I go to a brewery, my husband will come, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, actually, because, there's Sunday, like the second Sunday of every month is at Small Gods. Then Monday is Naughty by Nature. I'm not sure if there's one on Tuesday or like Wednesday. I think Fernwood has one.
I think
Thursday
so
is the
too.
Bent Mast. Friday is the Bitchy Bees at QV's. I don't know if there's one on Saturday.
Isn't there one at Beehive too on Fridays now?
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure.
And they do the one. I forget what day it is. I'm
I thought
sorry.
it was Friday from like 4 to 6 or something.
It might. Yeah, it might be.
It was early. I remember that.
So I mean, that's cool. I like.
Yeah.
There should be like a central like lists so that you can shop around and
Don't say
Right?
it. Don't say it. No,
Yeah.
don't say it.
He's like, she's gonna do it.
She's going to do it now. It's going to happen.
in my head, I was already visualizing the spreadsheet.
Oh,
Erin will make your spreadsheet for you. She's a whiz.
With an interactive map, and
Yeah.
because in my spare time,
All the little
Right?
spots.
All
you
of
just,
that spare time.
yeah.
I know, right? Oh, man. Yeah, but so
Oh, I already see Fuzzy.
Yeah.
Tanya, you're gonna
Uh-oh.
love it.
oh yeah, for sure.
so
I love how naked they are. Like,
Yeah.
they're so pure and white and just waiting with potential. So
Do you
exciting.
ever just have some of the undyed stuff? I never
mix
see the
with-
undyed
yeah.
stuff just to kind of go.
Yeah.
"Ah, you do?
yeah, we have a crew on the table for sure.
Okay, cool.
We usually hold back a few skeins from dyeing, and we do process them like the same way. Otherwise, they don't do that like plumping thing, and then the
Oh,
gauge
okay.
won't be the
They
same.
would look weird and different.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we put them through the same sort of process,
that-
but we just don't dye them.
Sorry. I was just going to say, was that the other one over there? The silk one?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I
Yeah,
don't
I
need to
was-
hide it. I
No, no.
Oh, I mean, so that's the
What's
merino
that up your
silk.
shirt?
Yeah.
So this is a merino yak silk.
Oh,
That-
I
And so
love
this is
yak.
untreated as well.
Yeah.
And you can see, actually, if you hold them,
that's nice,
you can see like the drape of that is like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So also we have, this is the merino silk that's just going to be in the high twist fingering. So that's like a alternative sock yarn to the nylon, superwash. That merino yak silk we're going to have in DK as well as that fingering.
Okay. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. The Gotland Corridale is a DK. And then this was the difference between a worsted spun and a woolen spun. This is 100% Corridale. It's untreated. And
Oh yeah. It's not,
So are
it's
they
not
are they the same weights?
yeah.
Cordell is
It's
a
not.
One
rougher.
looks so little.
Yeah.
and it's not nearly as soft.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Corridale is a coarser.
Yeah, it's a coarser, and it
Reed
needs
sheet.
to be
It's
with something
very-
softer to achieve that
And
next
that-
to
But it
skin
would keep
feel.
its
Yeah.
structure so well.
Yes, so that
right?
would be really good for cabling,
Yeah.
and that's why the Gotland is so drapey, or the Cordial Gotland, right? It's mixed with that Gotland, which is that sheep is like an Icelandic. It has that longer hair as well as that shorter wool, so they take those longer hairs and they mix it in with the Cordial. But the woolen spun is definitely, that's the white Cordial woolen spun. You get that one, yeah. It's very lofty.
Yeah.
And so for the same amount of weight, you actually get way more yardage. And that's a DK. So, and you can see how much larger a skein that is compared to the Gotland.
yeah,
right?
there's a lot.
You really feel like you get your money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you like stitch definition, if you like doing cabling and pattern work, that's gonna be the
That's
ticket, that
lovely.
one. Yeah. And then of course to round it all off, we just have a s2e11 alpaca silk lace.
This is my
weight.
favorite.
Yeah, it's Tanya's
That's-
jam.
so just-
I
Yeah.
cannot stay away. You want to stay away from it.
I
You
know.
hate it, but you
Alpaca.
love
I
it.
hate it and I love
Did
it
you
all
say
at the
and
same
silk?
time.
Jesus.
This
Yeah.
might just.
Not,
Everybody's
Bring
shoving
anything.
yarn up their shirt.
That's right.
does that put the price up? It's got to. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not a cheap
Well,
skein of yarn because
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
so freaking beautiful.
Yeah. So like the price
That
points
is
will
lovely.
be different.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
Yeah.
silk,
Yeah,
alpaca
it's-
silk,
Yeah.
yak silk, stuff
So-
like that.
They're just. You know what? I love all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all really
So,
cool.
I mean,
That's the
now
thing.
that you've
They
been
all have their thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and but Ton, now that you've been around like crazy people like us that will buy this Surrey alpaca silk, like, do you like? What are your thoughts around getting what you pay for, or like what do you think about? Because some people go, "Oh, that's really expensive," but they're not. And you and I, like when we first bought our Barocco vintage, that was the most expensive yarn we had ever bought. That was what, 13 years ago?
Oh yeah, easily.
Because I was just like strictly Walmart acrylic until then. And so when we bought the Barocco vintage, that was, we thought we were breaking the bank. Little did we know.
Yeah.
Fast forward to
Yeah.
now, and let me
Yeah.
introduce you to the Labrador.
The Labrador project is a little insane.
Oh my
But like, so what are your thoughts now that you get to feel all of
Oh
the
yeah.
that one up.
No, I for sure I would.
Sorry.
I would buy, but I would buy this for a particular project, right? This.
Yeah, not just to,
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't
keep it
just
fresh.
go, okay, I'm just gonna make a hat and then throw it in the charity bin because
no.
no, you're gonna use this for a special project,
Yeah.
It is
for
a
a reason.
lace weight, so I mean,
You'd mix it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You would hold that with a fingering weight yarn, and then you'd come out with something like a DK or
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know, like the love note is
I've
that's a
is knit with that. There's,
Oh, really?
So yeah, you can, and that's the.
Do you know what my love note is?
That one's the one with the little bobbles at the T.
No,
It's like got holes that form sort of like a heart. Mine is dark. My first one was knit with Tofino knits, and it's gray mix, and it's a fingering mixed with a mohair.
Oh, okay.
And then my second one is also Tofino knits. Nope, it's not. It's another company, and it's called Champagne Powder, and it's like a creamy ecru with a little bit of gold sparkle in it.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And those are both love notes. So one is fluffy mohair, and the other one is not. It's just flat mohair.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the second one that I knit, I have to tell you guys, is a cute story. So I'm a nurse, and I run a clinic. So I have these clients that come and see me, and I have this elderly lady that's she's in her 90s, and she's Russian. The only word she can say in English is thank you very much, like this. So she comes in, I do her care, and I'm sitting beside her on this gigantic bed that I have, and she kind of shuffles her bum up, shuffles up the bed until she's right touching me, and then she pets my arm because I'm wearing this love note, and she goes, oh. And she couldn't say in Russian, but you could tell like that was the best compliment I think I've ever gotten. This little 90-year-old lady shuffling her keister up the bed so she could pet me. It was so freaking cute. And you could also tell that her daughter was not a knitter, because I said to her daughter, what is she saying? And she's like, oh yeah, whatever. And moved on with what she was saying. Like, she didn't recognize the power, at least for me, because
that
for
connection
of that
of
moment,
knitting.
I thought you're a knitter. Her hands are so gnarled now. I bet you she can't knit, but definitely. I said, did your mom knit? And she goes, oh yeah. And she waved her hand at me. The daughter did, and I get it. She was on a conversation, but for me, it was just like, that was just the best compliment.
Yeah.
That noise.
And that's meaningful for her too. Like, it's funny that she would
Yes.
like sort of disregard. Oh yeah. Well, but that was important to your mom too. Like,
It was.
to that
It
woman
was-
to like
Yeah,
have that
she
moment.
loved that sweater,
Yeah.
and
Imagine all like if she like, oh yeah, she was a knitter. Well, imagine how much that brought back for her, right? Like
Yeah.
that wasn't just it's fuzzy.
if we didn't have that language barrier, we could have had a wonderful conversation about yarns and knitting and the sweater
Totally.
and all of that.
Yeah.
There's lots of that too, especially when you work in end of life care, which I sometimes do.
Yep.
You get people towards the end of their life, and they're talking about the things they've knit, and they want to give you. I had a lady give me her whole entire beading stash.
Oh wow.
She couldn't take it when she went to the nursing home, and
Yeah.
and there was some. I have no freaking idea what I'm going to do with them, but I promise her I will honor it at some point.
For sure.
This
You'll find
is-
somebody who needs it.
Yeah, so fondleable. I'm playing with yarn, folks. Touching.
I know they're pretty sweet. So we're excited about these, and
Those are really exciting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, like, what is the turnaround? Like, you have in your hot little hands the plain blank slate, and then so what's the turnaround? Like, how long is your process? Like, when will you have that ready for? Like, how
Well, like,
soon
if
can
Erin
I?
wants to know if she can pick
Yeah,
it up
right.
tomorrow.
When can I come over and knit?
if I dye, I'll dye yarn one day and it's dry the next.
Okay.
Like that's like it's like a
So, like, over the winter when there's really not very many markets, are you just kind of going like full steam to have the?
that's the idea.
That's the idea.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Does that happen though?
Yeah, but where do you store it? Didn't you say it was a one bedroom?
Wait, I know exactly where she stores it. Have you ever heard the story of the Princess and the Pea? They have to climb a ladder on top of the stash of yarn to get to their bed.
It's just dimpa bags of yarn everywhere. Boxes. And don't forget the fleeces that are now in my house too.
Yes.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 raw fleeces that I still need to process.
That's going to take some space.
Does it smell though, or are we good?
It smells like a farm.
Okay.
Yeah, my place smells like a farm.
Could be worse.
For sure. I love that smell though.
My dad used to call that an honest smell.
Yeah,
It's a good way to
it's
describe
really
it.
great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I have like a 6th fleece that is already processed that I have to do something with. And then
So, but you're not, like, is that all to feed your new passion for
oh,
spinning?
that's just for me. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was trying to figure out if that was going to work its way into your product here.
No. Maybe like if somebody wants to buy my hand spun, sure, but I'm not really
At $1,000 a skein.
Now, like, you know, when you buy a hand spun and it says like it's $75 a skein, and you're like, but it's just a skein of TK like anything else. Like, no, it's not. Like,
No, that's blood, sweat,
Oof.
tears, and a little bit of skin. Like,
and a lot of experience too. Like to get that consistent
Yeah.
spin. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm making art yarn right now. Like that's what we call it. Right?
Yeah.
Lovingly call it art
it's
yarn.
eyelashes.
Because it's big and tall and beehives. Sure.
Be great for weaving and.
Perfect.
Yeah,
match.
I'm learning to weave as she's learning to
So
spin.
there you
And
go.
yeah,
That's-
Are you
exactly.
weaving tapestries or fabric?
Right now, I'm weaving mistakes. Well, I'm right at the beginning of the learning curve. We got the Leclerc, and it's a monster. So it's sitting disassembled in my living room, kind of covering everything. And as I said earlier, Claire got me a smaller loom, so I've been sort of teaching myself the basics with that. And of course, naturally, when you do something like that, you pick the worst, most inappropriate yarn to do it with. I had 2 balls of this really cool, colorful stuff, but whoever balled it up, about every 10 yards or so, you'd find a knot. And then as I'm working in it, I loaded up the loom and did all the fun stuff. As I'm passing things back and forth, I'm realizing this yarn is falling apart in my hands. And eventually one of the strands just snapped. It had been moth-eaten. And so it was clear that this yarn, they loved it.
From a free library.
Yeah, it was from a free library. And so they loved the color. The color was amazing. It was bright. But the yarn itself, like, I knew when I saw those ties, I thought, oh no, this is... But I thought, I can...
Forge ahead. Let's
Exactly.
try
So my
it.
first project,
I did a hat for Jody's mom, Babs, and it was from moth eaten stuff. So yeah, that is hard.
I learned, I'm a recent knitter. I've started, I guess it's about 10 years now.
Yeah, like when we met.
It's only a decade, so I'm a new knitter.
Only a decade.
He's not a consistent
I'm a new knitter too.
Yeah, and I had no idea how evil moths were until I owned actual knitting that other people had done. You know?
I believe in letting all things live unless it's in my house near my yarn, and
Yeah.
then you will die.
And the worst, yeah, it's one of those things. Like there was a sweater I had. It was a nice enough sweater, and Claire it was a little bit off size, so Claire fixed it up for me, got it to the right size. Winter comes, winter goes. We put it down. Me, the neophyte of moth, goes in the spring, or sorry, in the fall to get it. There were holes the size like dinner plates.
That's
I was blown.
heartbreaking.
I couldn't believe it. So I salvaged the yarn as best as we could, and I made a toque. And while Claire was in her
first
surgery,
toque. Yeah.
I finished. That was my first toque. I
was my
finished
brain
this toque,
surgery. Yeah.
and the nurse, she watches me finish binding it off, and she says, "Oh, that's really nice. There you go." I didn't even put it on my head for more than a second, and it was given away. Because I heard you guys talking earlier with the giving it away. That's what I do too. I tend to do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
although
But
if I
yeah.
start making sweaters, maybe I won't do that.
The ultimate, well, you have made a sweater.
I've made a sweater, but
But the ultimate goal for him is, well, at least for me, is that he's going to weave fabric for making. I want him to make a wool suit. I think that
no,
would be
I
so
wanted to make me a
cool.
wool suit.
My face is just like
Yeah.
jaw to the floor. Wow.
Yeah, I would.
There's
That was sort of the thing
Next
because.
level ambition.
Well, the thing is, it's like anything. When I started the Bronze Foundry, the idea came to me. I was living in Gaspésie in Quebec, and don't ask. And I just exactly, and I just thought I want to make a chess set out of bronze, and it's one of these sort of weird ideas comes in your head. Go to the library, and the small town library had one book that taught me the melting point of copper, and then that was it. So over the years, you start learning, and then eventually you have a bronze foundry. Same thing with this. I'm starting right at the bottom with no skills, no knowledge, and my goal is to get to the suit.
But we are part of the Victoria Hand Weavers and
Yes,
Spinners
that's true.
Guild now, and they actually have there's a group within the group, the guild, that are doing like a project or it's like a focus study on learning to weave for fabric.
Yeah.
Or to
We
be
just
able
don't
to
live
cut.
in the climate for a wool suit.
I know.
What are you
That's
talking
fine.
about? All men's suits are wool.
That's yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Matt
They're
doesn't
all
wear
wool.
suits.
My husband,
My youngest is the only one that wears a suit in the house.
my
every
husband wears
weekend.
suits
Yeah.
all the time.
I used to,
remember wool.
and
much,
they're
much
all
younger.
wool.
Okay, it's not the hand woven fabric I'm imagining coming from your
It's
wool.
not
No,
wool like
no, no,
this.
no.
It's not.
Okay,
you
I'm
know what,
imagining
yeah.
a different kind of wool.
It's nice drapey stuff. Like it's
Okay.
yeah.
I might accidentally put some silk in it. I don't know.
But there's this like focus project happening in the guild where they're actually learning to weave for fabric. To like the whole purpose is to cut your fabric afterwards and be able to sew it into garments. So I think that's really nice that they're doing it because then he can kind of
Yeah. I've
Hop
got the
onto
big
that.
loom. I think it's a 42 inch, if I remember correctly, somewhere around that. And I think that should be large enough to allow me to make bolts of cloth.
We also went to that Sabayon, the market garden, opened the second location in the Bay Center
yeah.
at Christmas, and we noticed that they had some really nice, like mohair, wool blanket things. And
Yeah.
the poor woman at the counter, I was standing there and I looked at it and I was like, you can weave these. And she's looking there like her heart just broke a little bit. And I was like, no, we're not going to buy this. We're going to make it.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, no. I was like,
You're one of those.
I have gotten
Exactly.
myself into so much trouble going, I can make this.
yeah.
So much trouble.
Absolutely.
too.
But I mean, the Surrey alpaca, that's a nice substitute for mohair. It's the softer of the alpacas.
Yes.
There's the two, and Surrey is the softer one. So
We dipped our toe in that pool.
yeah.
I'm just so grateful that you've become more than just like a face in beautiful yarn at a market, and that we can kind of increase like our fiber community to be able to like just share how wonderful you guys are, and to me it's a bigger draw to the yarn to know the people who have put their soul into the art that it is. So I'm so grateful that you were able to come in. You're our first local dyers.
Oh,
We've had some dyers from all over the place, but not here from home. And for us, that's super special.
That's awesome.
Super special. So
Taught us a lot. So interesting. I feel like we could keep talking. So
we
we'll
could do
Yeah.
this here forever, but I did hear you've got
Absolutely.
plans in the morning. So
we're
so
dying.
let me
the dye
just,
pots call you.
let me just end off by saying we're so glad that you joined us this week. A special thanks to Claire and Ty from Copperspoon, and our tech whiz Matt, and our sponsors Chrysalis Counseling and Ingrid Stennerson RMT. Please subscribe where you listen, like and follow and comment to connect with us on Instagram and Facebook. And until then,
Happy knitting.
happy knitting. Oh yeah. We can keep going. I forgot all about it. Claire, tell us about the secret. If you've made it this far, you deserve a special prize. Go ahead, Claire.
We have a discount for all these beautiful listeners. Use all caps OSCD10 for a 10% discount on Copperspoon website.
I'm very excited about this.
Yay.
This is gonna be the most expensive podcast we've ever hosted. Thank you guys so much for your generosity.
Thank
and
you
your
for
time
having
Thank you so
us.
much.
And the discount.